North End. So I want to share just some guidelines and some things to be aware of. So this week we are reopening our preschool wing, which I am so excited about. I have missed all of our churches, babies through pre-Ks. I've missed all the kids, but that's been one of the ages that I've missed, and I'm so excited I'm going to get to be trusted with them again and be able to have them in our spaces and teaching them about Jesus. But there are some changes. Some of the things aren't going to change. For us, a lot of the things have stayed the same. We were always cleaning the toys. We've always said don't come if you're sick, running a fever, or have ran a fever in the last 24 to 48 hours. That's not changing. If your child's thrown up in the last 24 hours, we want them to stay home. If they can't, I'm trying to figure out a polite way. If they're having some diapers that shouldn't look like they're looking, they need to stay home. That's how we're going to say that. All of these things, that's normal. That's something that we've always said in the preschool wing. We've always said if there's a whole lot of green snot, we don't want to see them in the preschool wing. So these kind of things, these are normal. These are things that haven't changed. We are intensifying our cleaning. So one of the ways that we're intensifying our cleaning is Brother Eric purchased an ozone cleaner. So we're going to set that off every week after the kids leave and really after everybody leaves. And we are going to get every nook and cranny with that ozone cleaner. So not only will we be Clorox wiping everything, we're also going to use that ozone cleaner just as a kind of secondary layer to confirm that everything's clean. And then we also have this kind of handy little gadget that we're going to be using specifically in the baby room. It is a UV wand. So for instance, we know that in the baby room, people put things in their mouths. Well, not really people. My workers don't. The kids do though. And I don't really want to wipe something down with a Clorox wipe and then set it back on the shelf and have the kid immediately put it back in their mouth. I just don't think that's safe for those kids to be ingesting that. So one of the things we're going to be able to do is once a kid has finished gnawing on whatever they've chosen to gnaw on, we can turn this on and clean it really quick, and it's going to kill all of the germs that are on it. You may be familiar with this technology looking a little differently in phone cleaners. So one of the things they've been selling in recent years is kind of you can do this with your phone and clean your technology that way. So we're going to be doing that to the toys kind of on a like live version. So as the kids finish with the toys, specifically in the baby room, we're going to be UV wanding them and just kind of keeping them a little more clean kind of as it happens cleaning, while also not letting them ingest Clorox cleaning chemicals. So we're going to be intensifying how we clean. Again, we've always tried really hard to keep everything clean and as germ-free as possible. We're just going to, during this season, step it up a notch, which is great. It just kind of intensifies how we can keep everything clean. We've also taken steps. A lot of the fabric toys are going to kind of take a sabbatical from our rooms. Unfortunately, that does mean in the older kids' room, you're not going to see the dress-up clothes in our rooms for this season. They love them, and we know they do, and I am looking forward to the days that our little girls can dress up as princesses and our boys can go back to dressing up as superheroes. But during this season, we're just going to take those out because we know that those are a little harder to keep clean and to keep germ-free. And then in the younger rooms, some of our softer toys are leaving. Depending on the age, we're not getting rid of all of the soft toys because those are important. There's nothing like holding a hard plastic baby doll. That just is not comforting. So we are going to, in our younger kids, we're going to allow them to have some of those softer baby dolls just as a comfort item. We are asking that you don't send in any toys from home. That is something we're going to kind of take a harder line on. I'm not saying that your homes are dirty. It's just a good policy for us to have. It also helps us protect you. So just in case somebody has something, possibly not even COVID-19, maybe they have just a regular illness, the odds of us sending that home lessens. It's just a good practice, and we're going to try and get better at that. It's something we've kind of slipped a little and gotten very comfortable on, and so we're going to try and come back to that rule and remind you, please don't send us toys from home. Pacifiers, we want you to send your child's pacifier with them. Bottles, we want you to bring your child's bottle, but we don't need any more Hot Wheel cars or dollies or who knows what else we find in the boys' pockets. Let's just, kind of give them a little pat down before you get out of the car. We'd really appreciate that. That'll kind of help us as we try to stay as germ-free as possible. Also, our check-in routine is going to look a little different. We're asking if at all possible, if you could check them in at the door and let us walk them to their classrooms or carry them to their classrooms depending on their age. This is lessening the traffic of people through our hall. We already have a lessened traffic because our church members don't pass through our hallway, but now we're trying to lessen even more. One of the things specifically we're trying to do in the baby room is we're trying to lessen the foot traffic because those kids are foremost on the floor crawling around, rolling around. And we don't want anything that's on our shoes to then be transferred to their hands, which of course we all know goes into their mouth. So as little as possible, we're going to be asking you not to journey down the halls. There might be instances, and I understand that you might need to, especially if you're visiting with us. I'd want to see where I was dropping a child off, and I understand that you would as well. But just as a whole, we're asking lessen the foot traffic. And if a parent needs to come down the hall, we're asking that it's only one parent. And that's the same parent for pickup and drop off. We don't want dad to come one time and mom to come the other. Just during the season, like I said, we're trying to lessen what we're exposing everybody in the wing to. And then we also, to come down the hall, and this applies not only to our kids, but also to our workers, we're trying to be extra vigilant. So we're going to be doing temperature scans. We've invested in the nice little forehead scanners. So we're going to be scanning everybody's temperature. Again, we've always had a policy that if you're running a fever, we're going to send you home. But we're just going to be extra vigilant that we're not just doing the age-old little hand check as you walk past. We're going to be a little more vigilant in checking temperatures just in case. I know it is completely possible for you to put a perfectly healthy preschool into their seat and arrive at church with a preschooler that's running a fever. That happens. That's reality in preschool life. So we're not gonna look at you like you are bringing us the plague. We are gonna graciously just say, we're so sorry, but little Susie's gonna have to go home or something like that. So this is not a witch hunt. We are, however, trying to look at the good for everybody. To quote High School Musical, we're all in this together. So that's kind of some of the process that we're doing. Another way that we're trying to keep your child and our workers safe is we're going to be wearing smocks. Ain't they beautiful? Such a beautiful shade of blue. But all of the workers in the rooms are going to be wearing smocks. Not only is this going to help you identify, like, oh, hey, this person really belongs in this room working. They're not just hanging out, visiting, chatting with each other, but it also lessens any germs that I might have brought from home on my clothes aren't going to be touching your child as much, and vice versa. If your child suddenly develops some type of illness, because again, preschoolers' fevers sometimes just pop up. You may bring us a healthy child and then unfortunately have to leave with a sick child. We don't like that, but it's the truth in the preschool wing. That's always been something we've struggled with. So this kind of limits the contact that we're going to be dealing with because we love your kids and we want to take care of them. We want to teach them about Jesus. We want them to feel safe and loved at church. We want you as parents to feel safe bringing your child to us. We want you to know that when you bring your child to our preschool wing, that your child is getting the best care possible. And so we're trying to do these steps not only to make you feel more comfortable and safe, but also to protect our kids, to make them as comfortable and safe. Because one of our preschool learning goals that we have down here is that the children know that church is a place that I want to be. A church is a place where I'm shown God's love. And this is just during this season how we are working to live out those two goals in the NEBC Worship Care.